Hey guys, we're heading over to this apartment building in Garden Grove here. This is where there's never no parking because they don't allow a certain amount of parking. I guess drugs or something, but they only allow a little bit of parking. So the manager is saving 2 spots, one for me and one for Vinny, because I'm not going to be able to stay at this job. So we brought both vans. Alicia's coming in her car in about 40 minutes to do some drywall, so she'll be parking down below where they have security parking. It's a rough neighborhood. But anyway, with that being said, we're headed over there, and when we get there, me and Vinny are going to whip around. The manager's going to move her 2 cars that she's got a parking. She's got 2 parking spots saved for me. And with that being said, we're going to take those 2, and then she's going to go park somewhere else. All right, well, we'll see you guys when we get there. Okay guys, if you see that one black truck and the one behind it, whatever color that is, goldish color, those are going to be our 2 parking spots. She's coming. This is the building, and she's going to remove those 2 vehicles. There's a fire hydrant in front where nobody can park, so we're going to slip into those 2 spots hopefully. Alright guys, this is Tuesday morning, and we got a door jamb to replace and a few other items. Well guys, I thought those were going to be the 2 spots. That's what they were last time, but she saved 2 spots over here, and you can see how rough it is here. They just broke out the window where Vinny's parked at. They did that last night, she said. And they got a tow truck over there pulling a car out of somewhere. Anyway, we're going to get busy here. I'll show you the door jamb after Vinny's getting everything he needs here. Say hi, Vin. Alright guys, we're going to get set up and then I'll show you the job we have. Okay guys, here's the door jamb right here. And then I got this new one. I was lucky enough to find it. A lot of times you can't find these door jambs at Home Depot or Lowe's. So we make our own. We basically get a piece of wood like this, and then we buy doorstop material, or we'll buy a 1x4 and then we'll run it on the table saw and we'll connect it to here, and we make our own door jamb. But luckily enough, this was able to be bought at Home Depot, so now we just got to be careful when we remove this one that we don't mess with the stucco molding. And I'm going to see if I can get this off so I can put it back, because I don't want to. The owner is like really cheap, and she wants me to sell. She doesn't want to pay for all the weather stripping. And I said, well, it comes in a kit. She says, well, try to salvage this one. So I'm going to try. And if it's a hassle, then she's going to pay for a whole kit. And if she don't like that, I won't ever work for her again. I told her, most of my clients, I pick them. They don't pick me. I'm to a point in my life, guys, that I have so many customers that when somebody new calls me, I work for them one time. And if I like them, I continue to work for them. If I don't come back. I don't even pick up their phone calls. Sometimes I will pick up their phone calls just to tell them I don't like them, and that's that. But usually I pick my clients. They don't pick me anymore. In the beginning, they picked me. But now I've got a long list of people, even more longer than what me and Vinny can handle, because we're working 6 days a week now. And people, we could work 7 days a week if we let him push us that much. But anyway, here's Vinny. I'm going to give him some instructions, guys, and then we'll get back to this video. Okay, guys, there was a hole here because they did some plumbing. So Alicia opened up the hole a little bit and put an access panel with the springs. I should have showed it to you, but we're running behind here. I have a smaller one on the truck. Basically has a spring with 2 clips and a single clip, and you just cut the hole to the right size with the template, and then you can put the 2 clips in, push it, and then the other clip will lock in. And now she's putting caulking around it. That way it don't ever come loose, and ants and stuff don't come in and out of it. But that's what she's got. Now she has to run to the next job. We're going to cut her loose. She's going to go to the next job. And me and Vinny are going to stay here and finish the door jamb. And then it's the same unit. They need a bathroom fan exhaust. So we're going to try to take one of the ones I have on the truck, disassemble it, and make it work here. I'll try to get some video of that as well.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're gonna go down here and see what Vinny's doing. What we're doing, guys, is we're gonna try to salvage this stucco molding. So he's running his multi-tool through there. He's taking out a chunk in the middle so he can play with this end and that end. If we don't take this out, it'll bind when we pull it, and that's not a good thing. Vinny, you're gonna make sure there's no nails in between here before you do that, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, he's doing a good job. Hey guys, look at this. We got our plastic laid out because somebody's pissing in this corner and it's really bad. And I don't know if a dog or something's lifting his legs over here, but when you go into this house right here and you get to the carpet, hold on a minute, you get to the carpet, it smells like urine right in the carpet. I'll show you guys. Let's see. You show us. Boy, I can't even go in the rest of the way. My reflexes start to kick in. All right, I'm gonna let Vinny get this done. He's gonna separate the nails between the stucco molding and here. Then he's gonna take that piece out, and then we're just gonna keep working up to it. Boy, here's Alicia. Make sure she don't tear up her wall. Okay. She's going to another job. She's got some tools in the back. She's turning around. I'll have her say goodbye, Al. Hey, drive safe, all right? Keep your windows locked up, rolled up, everything locked up.
Sounds good.
See you later.
Bye. Love you.
Bye-bye. This opener is giving me problems now. Okay. All right, see you later. Love you. Bye. All right, guys, off she goes. There's something. I think it's electrical. I think they got a couple outlets not working, so. All right, guys, let's get back to work with Vinny. Okay, guys, he's right. Got it. Yeah.
It's coming from the top.
Yeah. He's got it all removed without messing up the stucco molding, which is a success. Here I told him to cut it low and get all of it out, and then he can worry about this because you don't want to tear up all this and that, you know. So I told him leave it here and then just start chiseling it one piece at a time. It'll just float right out because you're going to have a bunch of nails in there. Yeah, there they are. There's a nail right there. And he'll have a bunch of those. He'll have maybe 2 or 3 more in there. So anyway, we'll let him get after that. We'll go from there. These were the nails I was telling Minnie about. That's why I always cut that piece of wood here and then I work on it, because if you're trying to bring that last piece out, you tear up all this and you don't want to do that. He's just going to cut those flush and we're good to go. Well, guys, I'm lucky. I didn't have to build this by scratch. It fits perfectly. The doorstop fits perfectly. Everything fits perfectly. Usually I'll buy a 1x6 and run it on the table saw and cut the width, and then I'll take a 1x4 and run it on the table saw, and then I put them together and I have my own jam. I usually have to build my own jam. I was really happy to see that we were able to purchase that. Now all we're going to do is we're just going to take a measurement from here to there, and then we're going to go over here and cut the bottom off to that measurement, slip it in, take the finish nailer and just pop 3 nails in. Start at the middle, 1, 2, and then the bottom 3. That way you get the middle down, or you could start from the top and go down, and the finish nails will just hold it in place while we then get our screws, and we put holes that we use a drill tip that opens up the screw area, and it'll pre-drill, that way we don't crack nothing, and we'll put 3 screws in behind those finish nails. Finish nails just to hold it in place. So we'll put 1 screw, 2 screws, 3 screws, and then we'll putty them up, and then we'll go ahead and start working on our locks, and we'll put our different little plates on here. So we'll see what we get here. All right. Okay, guys, he's got his door jamb cut, but sometimes if this door stop is going all the way there, then you have to cut your door stop off in order to fit it in there. But in this case, they cut this door stop this way, so this all should fit right in there. See, and it will. And I'm sorry, see, let me see here. I was not getting you a good view. So basically, sometimes you'll have to cut your doorstop, but in this case, theirs is already cut back, so it's going to fit perfect. And if you have this thing sitting in where you have a little space right here, you can see where it wants to sit in more. Maybe it won't once it's in there flat, but if it does, you just get some drywall shims. And you put some drywall shims in here, 2 sets, one here and one there. And then that'll bring you out to where you need to be. We'll get it fitted, and then we'll show you what we go against, what we got coming up here, and see what we're gonna have to do. It's either gonna fit perfect or we're gonna have to bring it out with some shims. Okay guys, we don't need to shim it or nothing. It's flush. Now, if this was to sit in deeper, then you would get those paper drywall shims, and you'd put one row here, one row there, and you can keep adding to them. You can put 1, 2, 3. You can stack them up as much as you want to get this out where it's flush with this. But in this case, it doesn't need it. So we're just going to tuck it in, get it where we want it, and put some finish nails into it. And then once the finish nails are there, we'll go ahead and put some screws in there through the doorstop and the jamb. So I'm just going to tack it in, because sometimes if you don't put a few finish nails, it wiggles around when you're doing the screw job. The screw job. Anyway, when you're putting the screws in, it wiggles around and gets out of line. So I like to tack it in. So we'll just use this little finish. Go ahead and grab that, Vinny. And let's tap this in. It looks like it's good. See guys, it's perfect here and perfect there. That little gap, we'll put some caulking in there. And some of that gap is because we were cutting the nails, and we created a little bit of a gap. So we'll just take that like that. What I do like to do is I like to make sure before I do it that the door is level with it. And sometimes you got to make this door jamb off a little bit if the wall has moved. So let's just shut it here like this. And everything looks like it's going to be okay. So we'll go ahead and nail it there. Go ahead and put a finish nail. Make sure that's in the right spot. Put a finish nail right through the doorstop.
Through here?
Yeah. Okay, through the middle. Make sure it's good where you want it. Always push here to get the bow out of it. There might be a bow, so get the bow out of it and shoot lower. Up a little, yeah. But put your hand up here. Keep the bow out.
Okay, so
yeah. Wherever you want your hand, wherever the middle is. If you're putting a nail here and you got it up there, you want your hand in the middle to get the little wave out, if there is one. Same down here. No, you don't need them. Just put your hand right there. Put your hand there and put one. You don't want to waste those nails. DeWalt charges an arm and a leg for them. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put at least 3 screws. 1, maybe 2, 3, and 4. I'll show you the tip that we use to make the pilot hole. Yeah, send it right into my gut. Who was it that shot me with a nail gun? It was Mom, Alicia. She shot me with a finish nail gun on accident. My knee was holding in a piece of wood, and she let it fly. And it went right through the wood. Yeah, and I had to, rather than pull it out of my knee, I grabbed a pair of pliers and pulled it through the wood, and it was just hanging in my knee. And Vinny had to get a pair of pliers or something, and he jerked it out of the bone. It went right in my kneecap. And I kind of feel like she did that on purpose. Anyway, getting even with me. She was pissed off earlier that day at me.
I don't know.
So I think she was.
She's not an evil lady.
Oh, you don't know your mom. And by the way, my wife is not evil, just for the record. Okay, here's what we do. We use these. So, no. So this will pre-drill. This will open up so the screw sits. Okay, he wants that one. That one's too big, he says. Anyway, we use the gold screw, the multi-purpose screws from Home Depot, the gold ones. We've always been using those for years. They're basically started off as deck screws until the new deck screws came out with a better coating. So basically, that'll allow us to sink that head in, and then we just take some lightweight spackle and spackle over it. So go ahead and put 3, Vinny. Only 3 or 4 if you want. Just well, your thickness is about how about 1 5/8? I think that should be plenty.
Okay.
Let me see one that's 1 5/8. That's 1 5/8 screws. We buy Inch and a quarter. We buy 1 5/8,
2 inch,
2 inch, 2.5,
3,
and 3 and 4. We keep all those in there. So look, guys, it doesn't need much. It's going to stop at the doorstop. Okay, Vinny, go to 2 inch.
2 inch.
Yeah, you're not grabbing much. Here's your one back. Let me see the 2 inch. If you want, you can go 2.5. Okay, this is okay, that's 2 inch, and that goes in enough. You have 2.5? Yeah, use 2.5. That'll be better, guys. That way it gets into the 2x4 back there, because you got to stop at the door stop right here. So it's going to sit about there, and that's plenty. You want at least an inch into the wood. Use the 2, Vinny.
Okay.
Show them one hole here, and then I'm going to go put my nailer away.
1,
No,
2. Show me
one up here, and then 2, 3, and
Wait,
4.
where's 2? Right, you
About
put
right
two
here.
Same with that one?
Yeah, somewhere in there. Go ahead and do a hole.
2.
Show them how it recesses everything. And you don't go too deep, because you don't want to have to put a lot of wood filler. You want just enough. You see how that right there, these finish nails, it's holding it, but they're not all that good. I should have used longer finish nails, but it holds it in place. It won't go left or right. So now put in a 2 inch and then sink it. And then if you go too deep, you got to use more filler, and then sometimes the filler will sag. Go ahead until you see the wood just about right there. When you can feel that compression and see that, now what'll happen is we'll just fill that and you won't even see it. All right, I'm gonna go put that nailer away. Okay, guys, we marked this 45 because I always like, when you have a full stick of wood trim, I always like to cut the 45 in case you screw up. You still have room to cut 2 or 3 more times. If you cut the bottom or the length first, then you don't have no chances if you screw up the 45. So this way, and then what we do is once we do the measurement, we just take the measurement from the top of this 45 right here to the floor, and then we measure from the top of that 45 and mark it, and then we do that. But always cut your 45s first. That way if you screw it up, you still have many more chances before you start eating up your length.
Now we're going to cut it. Chalk the safety thing.
Yeah. He always chalks his guard, because if you let the guard get in the way, it'll throw you off and you'll get a shitty cut. So I'm not saying you should do this, guys, but if you're in the trades, you probably do. But he's, because all that could chew his ass up good. If you were doing in a $1 million home, then you would. You get the right saw and the miter box. But for what they're paying us, we'll do the best. You know what I mean? It should come out perfect anyway.
Now I'm going to give them the Vinny Special.
Yeah, they're getting the Vinny Special right now. There it is. That's good enough. Ain't nothing wrong with that cut. Nothing at all. So, now measure from the point here, Vinny. Measure from this point here to the floor, and then maybe deduct a 1/16 of an inch. And this will go right in place, guys. I always buy 2 of these in case we screw one up. Yeah, what I like to do, Vinny,
Yeah, let's hear it.
is just like that. Get it.
Gouging.
Well, that's because you got to go that way up. Try the other direction as well. There you go. Now, you see, don't mess with it no more. Once you get it perfect, leave it. Just take your fingers and wipe that off the edges. Smear. There you go. Done. And that little dimple, you can let that dry and give it another coat before we paint it another day. Anyway, just fill that up too. The little nail holes as well. Yeah, they don't have to be perfect. The first time, just get it filled. And then before we go, this stuff sets in 15 minutes. You can go over it one more time, and you know what I mean? Use the first one just to fill it, and then the second one, and always go 2 different directions. Fill it one way and then do it another way. There you go. That looks great. And then, of course, we'll put some sealant in here. And then when all that dries, next time we're out, they have us, we'll charge them $45 and we'll paint it blue. But it's not going to happen today, because when we put in our sealant, we don't want the brush to wipe it right out. So, anyway. Okay, we'll show you how it looks once we get the trim put in here, and then we got to work on the locks. Okay, guys, we got it in. Put a few finish nails in. It looks good. Everything's looking good. We're going to get some caulking and just caulk the seams right here and up there. And we're going to put the old they didn't even want to pay me for a new weather stripping. They didn't want me to put in all 3 sides. They wanted to know if I could just put on one side, but do they have to buy the whole kit? And I said, of course you. Anyway, make a long story short, we just pulled it off, and we're just gonna put that back on. All right, guys, we're gonna have to deal with these locks. They're in bad shape. They're loose, so we're gonna have to figure out. Oh, it's gonna be fine, same as before. So we'll go ahead and put our plates there and go from there. All right, guys. Okay, guys, what we did was we fixed that door handle. It was loose, and we got it right where it's supposed to be, but it's all tore up. This really needs a new door or one of those plates. But the way we're going to do this is we're just going to shut the door where it's closed, and we marked the half point, and then we marked the inside where it is. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to take our drill and put a 1-inch hole. That's our mark. That's how far it's sitting in. So we don't want to go way over here where we're chewing into the molding. So we're going to make sure our blade takes off right up to that point for here and there. We did 2 of them. Marked one there and marked one there. That way we can kind of get it, because this door has been abused and tore up, and they're not paying me to fix the door, but I did do a little work to it. I got this where it's not all screwed up as well. So basically we just marked. We just shut it, and then like that, marked it, and now we're going to drill it. So basically what I'm going to show Vinny is he's going to use this instead of a spade bit. What do they call those bits? The other one? It would just tear. The paddle bit would just tear up. You try to get it on that mark, and you might throw the blade out and rip all this up. This one here is the best way to go. So he's just going to put this. See, Vinny? See the edge of this blade? Put it just a little bit before that. You don't want to go right on it, and put it on the half mark, and then just do your 1 inch and do your 1 inch down here, and then we'll make adjustments as needed. Okay, guys, we're surface mounting these. We're gonna fill this up a little bit, but we're surface mounting them because everything's all screwed up. So I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit right here with my die grinder. And then we'll just fill this up a little bit with some patching compound. I just didn't want to end up with this hole under this trim here. I mean, it's not our fault that this door's all fucked up. It's not our fault at all. So whoever's been doing the handyman work around here, you can see, look at that big ass gap. Somebody shaved it and shaved it. Like I've taught Vinny when to shave a door when it's rubbed, you shave just as needed. You don't get carried away with it like they did. But anyway, we're just doing our best. All right, guys, Vinny's putting the sealant to it. Let me get a picture here. Oh, there's a gap right up here, Vinny. Yeah. Let's see. And then I'll put these with the invoice.
I'll leave you guys some water right
Oh,
there.
thank you so much. That's so nice of you. It looked nice and cold. You missed one little spot up there, Vinny boy. And then everything else looks great. All right, guys, this part is done. The manager is happy with it, and the inside shuts great. Can I go in there real quick? Mm-hmm. I'll try to hurdle over you, but okay. So anyway, everything locks good. We're good. Then over here, smooth. Door is nice. We got some weather stripping on it to close up that gap. Watch. They put the old one back on, as you guys can remember. There it is. So we're all good. He's going to put a little sealant in that corner, and we're done. Now we're going to go change a bathroom exhaust fan in one of the units. I don't think I'll be able to get much video on that, but maybe how I can do the change out. Basically, I carry different fans in the van that have the plate that go inside the box, but sometimes those don't fit, so I actually take the motor off of my box and I retrofit it to their box. Basically, we'll see if we can't get a little video of that. Manager brought us some water. Yeah, there you go. That looks really good. Okay, guys, we got everything all cleaned up. We vacuumed, we blowed everything to that corner and to that corner and into that planter. We swept up what we could. Everything looks good and done. The manager is happy, so everything is clean. Now we're gonna go dump this in the carport, and then we're gonna go do that bathroom exhaust fan. So put this here. This should be here when I get back, hopefully. I'll take you through the carport here.
Left to right.
Straight out. So we go here, we go down here, and we open this gate. And then there's a dumpster right over here, guys. Yeah, there's a lot of problems. Look at this, man. This is ready to break through. They're going to wake up one morning and it's all going to be all the shit on the floor instead of fixing it before it leaks. All right, there's the dumpster, Vinny. Go make that happen, and we'll go see. All right, guys. Well, we're going to go check out the bathroom exhaust fan. Maybe we can get some video of the repairs. Okay, guys. We went in there to check that fan. And I've got some pictures of it. It's like 1949, and we're not going to work on it. Anything we try to remove, like remove the screws, all the parts, all the clips, everything's just going to dissolve in our hands. It's so rusted out, and it's got some burned wiring. So what I'll do is, just to show you how that fan looked, I've got a few pictures I can add into the video and show you what we're dealing with. Basically, I told the manager I would give her a estimate for a brand new NuTone, the square fan. Because that one that she has there, we're not going to even be able to break the screws loose. And if we do, everything's just going to break apart. I'll include those pictures. So anyway, Vinny's got one small job he's got to go do. He's going to go do this fan. Me, I'm going to take advantage of this early day. It's about 12:30, and head home and go do my invoicing and do some returns at Home Depot. I'll probably do the returns first and then go home. And Vinny will go take care of that fan. Well, guys, talk to you later, Vinny. Say goodbye. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.